Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy Monday to you all. So about $300 million in longs got liquidated today because of some, I guess, good economic data that came out today. We're going to take a look at it. So what does that actually mean for us? Not much. It's just more noise, I think, that's out there right now. But I think we might be actually maybe coming down more. We'll see if that's the case. We'll look at Bitcoin miners today. They did pretty much like Bitcoin did for the most part, so it wasn't all that bad. One did really bad, and we had actually one that was in the green, which was surprising. After that, we'll just take a look at Cipher and Iren as for December production updates. And that's it. We'll get into the Q&A after that. We'll call it a day. So it should be an easy one here, but let's get through it all. Right now, you guys know the drill. Not financial advice, for intent only. Do your own research. Full disclosure below that as well. Hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. And let's see what happened with Bitcoin today and the miners. Today was the opposite of what we saw on Monday, just yesterday. We had a nice day yesterday where we were up approximately 4%. Today we were down 5.25%, or 5.22%, sorry. On the day we closed at 96,941. We are below 100,000. We are below the 50 simple day moving average again. And that's one of the things that I talked about. If we don't stay above the 100,000 mark, we could be coming back down to the 50, testing that, and we went below that actually right away. It seems like. So now that we're below it again, we're going to be kind of battling with it possibly to get above it. If we can't break above it, we're going to be coming down, I think, right? So that was still kind of the original thought process there with Bitcoin being below the 50, that we would possibly go even further lower from where we are right now. But we'll see. I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping that Bitcoin does rebound here and, things get much better here. But while we're talking about Bitcoin here really quick, let's talk about what actually transpired today possibly is why Bitcoin went down and along with the miners. You can see Bitcoin is only up 3.39% so far on the quarter, well, which is for the month anyways. Yeah, 3.39% here for the month. 1 million the previous month, easily topping analyst estimates for a decline to 7.7 million. Okay, first question is, why would analysts think that there's going to be a decline in the need for jobs, especially as you're going into the holiday season? Don't you usually see an uptick in the amount of jobs that are required at that point for all the extra labor that's needed to ship, everything else? Why would they be surprised by this? This is just like nonsense to me. I would expect it to go up. I'd be actually surprised if the numbers were going down. That would be a bad sign, right? That would be a sign that maybe we are going into a recession or something like that, whatever it might be down the road. But nonetheless, to me, this is good news, right? People are out shopping. Everything's going great, hunky-dory. Nothing to really fear about that. But then the other ones, yeah, like the ISM Services Purchases Managers Index rose, came in at 54.1 for December, overshooting expectations of 53.3, and nicely ahead of November. So the prices paid sub-index came in red hot at 64 compared to the expected 57 and 58 in the previous month. Okay, so those two, those came in a little bit higher. So then, yes, that could translate to them thinking, okay, rate cuts might not be in the window here relatively quickly. So instead of now thinking that we might get 2 rate cuts, now they're thinking that we might only get 1 rate cut in 2025. Okay. I can see that, but the job openings things, I don't see that one unless I'm interpreting it wrong here, but I just don't see it as a big thing. So this is one of those things where it's like a flash pan. Happens quickly, it goes down, and I think we will rebound. It might lag a little bit here. I'm thinking maybe a couple of days to get it all shaken out, and then if we get some good report on something else, it'll bounce back up on something at that point. Okay, so that's kind of why Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners fell today. I think the markets were also down today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they were all down as well. Dow Jones, the S&P, NASDAQ was all down today as well on it. Miners, for the most part, like I said, they were down. MicroStrategy was down double of what Bitcoin was down, almost 9.94%. Bitfarms was down almost 4%. BitTier was down like triple of what Bitcoin was, 15%. Cipher was only down 7.8. Cleanspark was down 6.3. CORZ was down 6.6. Hive was down 6.5. HUT was down 6.8. Iren was down the least here, looks like right now. 3.3%. Mara was down 7.2. Riot was down 3.7. Wolf was down 5.7 roughly. And then we had Annie being up, the only one for really no reason there. Argo was down 2.6, BitDigital down 6.7, Digihost down 1.2, DMG down 7.8, Mawson down 4. Everything was pretty much down. Stronghold was down 5.1, and the ETFs were down as well on top of it. So it is what it is, but at least the majority of the miners fared comparably to Bitcoin, which isn't bad. It'd be one thing if the Bitcoin went down, it went down 5%, but the miners went down 10% on average. Then it would have been a little bit more rougher, but the miners are kind of keeping track with Bitcoin a little bit here closer. recently. So that might be a good sign here for us going forward. But we'll see. Also, I did a little poll here in the comments to ask you guys if you thought Bitcoin was going to go down 30% from the top like it has previously. 72% of you guys think it might not. The contrarian view on that would be then, maybe it will happen. Go against the grain a little bit here. But if there's 73% of you guys that are still bullish on it, that won't go down that low, it might actually happen here. So we'll see how that plays out. And again, going down 30% from the top on Bitcoin would be around 75,000 on it. I don't expect it to hold there for long. I would expect just a quick wick down there and bounce off of it. Potentially get a lot of longs cleared out at that point if it does happen. All right, so that's it on Bitcoin miners as well. Let's take a look at the stories that we do have here, which are just the two on Cipher and Iren. So Cipher announces their operational update for December here. Not a lot in here, just a couple of data points. So BTC mined was 234, BTC sold 271, so they sold more than they mined here. BTC held was now 1,344. Month-end operating hash rate went to 13.5, so that's actually really good. They increased that. And that also includes their JV that they're a part of there, but it's their Bitcoin mining portion of it. And then month-end fleet efficiency was down to 18.9, so that is good there. And then you can see here that the footnotes includes December power sales estimates based on current meter data and nodal prices, equivalent to 2 Bitcoin. So I took that out, and then using month-end Bitcoin prices of 93,349 and 31 BTC mined at a JV data centers representing Cipher's ownership. So I took that out also. So I'm at 201. I always do that, and that gets us pretty close to the actual revenue numbers that they report. Let's see here. Let's see, number 2 here, Bitcoin held. It also includes 345 Bitcoin pledged as collateral in there as well. Okay. Other than that, that's basically it. They are progressing on their Black Pearl site. And then here is, let's see here. Is this Black Pearl site? No. Yeah, construction at Black Pearl site. Yep. So that is progressing there. So looking good. Okay. Let's take a look at the numbers that I have here for them. Cipher right now has about 347 million shares outstanding. Stock price as of today was $5.39. Market cap 1.8 billion. The performance over the last 12 weeks has been okay. Has been great. They're up 12% from 12 weeks ago, down 16% from 8 weeks ago, down 9% from 4 weeks ago. And last week they were up 14%. So they had a nice week last week. Current hash rate 13.5. Future hash rate, I think they're pretty much fully installed right now. With everything that they have. I don't recall them having any kind of press releases on buying more machines or options to buy more. We'll look at that down below to see if I have any notes in it, but I don't recall that right now. Bitcoin HODL is at 1,344. That's valued at about 130 million of that, and their market cap is only 6.95% of their market cap is their HODL position. So that's actually pretty low on it. So they're being more valued on their growth, mining, all that stuff, right? Bitcoin mined here 201, like I said. I took out the JV and the power credits, or the power credits. So that gets us to 201. So that is a nice continuation of their increase here ever since they bottomed out here, looks like in August, and they've been improving that ever since then. Revenue has also spiked to a new all-time high for them at 20.3 million here for the month of December. Bitcoin HODL has been coming down here, and I think they're using the funds that to grow out the Black Pearl site and other things that they're doing as well. That's a result of that. Total hash rate with JV is 13.5 exahash. Nice increase here. They pretty much doubled it, almost doubled it. They were at 7.2 exahash in December of last year. They're at 13.5. If they were at 14.4, they would have doubled it, but they're still got nicely there. Bitcoin sold, they sold 273 this time around. What else do we have here? Or do I have that correct? Yeah, they sold more than they mined, yeah. BTC per exahash efficiency, pretty good here, 17.3, an improvement over last month. So they're operating for longer days, which is good. And then how much they sold of Bitcoin was 26 million there. Going down here, we'll take a look at that in a second here. Analysts also improved here to 249. Shares also went up to 114 million from 113. Percentage went up to 33.64, owned by institutions. We now have 6 strong buy ratings, 5, that's an increase on the buy ratings, 0 hold now, 0 underperform, 0 sells. Price target stayed the same for the high at $11. The average went up to $8.35 and the low went up to $7 now. So it's still looking pretty good there. Going down here, as far as what did we mine here in December, based on what I could figure out, it looks like they were mining for approximately 29.29 days out of 31 days in December here. So really good operations there. I added about 627,000 in additional transaction fees for them for the month. in there. So that should be roughly where they were operating at, right? And then let's take a look at the miners that we have here. Yeah. Miners, let's see here. These here, I don't know if these got installed yet. I don't think I have these installed yet. I don't. I only have like 348 maybe petahash left to maybe install. And then this was reported on 6/5/24. Canon, not sure when those are coming in, or if those already got installed, or if these were for the JV there. I may have to look back on that and see what that was actually for, because my memory's not that great going back 6 months with all these miners. But take a look at that. So that if they do get that additionally, that you're looking at approximately another 1.5 exahash. That'll get them to 14 exahash potentially, all in. It's 15 exahash here. I got 12.5 here. I wonder if that's the reason why I put that in here. Maybe. I don't know. I'll take a look into it. On that one. Okay, going back up over here. Based on the numbers here for December revenue times 12, right? If we look at that, then I have in between $7 and $10. That's kind of in line with what the analysts are looking at it, right? $11 to $7. It's kind of pretty close, actually, on that one. If we look at the last 3 quarters plus the current quarter that we're in, I have in between 439 and 658. They're at 539. I would say that they're fairly valued based on that. But if we're looking more, I would say that they're undervalued based on these numbers here. So the only thing I can say is for them to continue to build out like they have been doing. They have some HPCI potential there as well. We'll see if anything comes of that for them. That could be a good catalyst to push the stock up higher, actually. And then we'll see what their plans are for 2025 when they actually provide some kind of guidance. Right now, nobody's really providing much guidance other than what they had in the past already. So we'll see. Yeah, but other than that, they're doing all the right things, it seems like. Operating much better here. Operational uptime is great. They have a very low cost of power as well, so I have no qualms here with them. Just like to see them grow some more here. And in early 2025, I know they got more growth happening in like the second half of 2025 into 2026 as well. Okay, so that's it for that one. And I gotta blow my nose really quick, so hold on here a second. I'm gonna mute myself here really quick. Okay, that should be good. Next here, let's take a look at Iren really quick as well. Iren was pretty short and sweet as well. Their production update for December. They had mined 529 Bitcoin in December. There was a nice improvement over November numbers. 50 exahashes on track. They mined 3,984 Bitcoin in 2024. Data centers, 510 megawatts operating at the end of the month. 31 exahash already achieved. Original target was for 20 exahash, right? They did an improvement on that, so that was nice. Average operating hash rate was 28.1. Nice improvement here over November at 19.7 Bitcoin mined, 529 compared to 379. Again, a nice improvement there, about 150 more. Bitcoin mined here, electricity cost came in at per Bitcoin at 22,799. Still really cheap electricity cost there. Mining revenues about 52.1 based on their calculation. Electrical cost was 12.1 million here, so harbor profit 40 million on that, so 77% margin. Really good there on that one. And I think that's basically it here. I don't see anything else. I mean, this is their path going forward, right, to 50 exahash with 15 joules per terahash. Miner options, those are the optional ones. Those have not been purchased yet as far as I know. Once we hear details that they actually purchased those, we'll add those in there as well, included in the numbers that I have for them. Going down here, what else do we have here? I think that was it. Data centers, there's Chillrus phase 1 of 3. Yeah, Chillrus phase 4 and 5 here happening right now. So they got a lot of stuff going on here. It's a nice looking site there. And then there's a breakdown of all their things that are happening. Timing complete, H1 2025, April 2026. Sweetwater, right? They're looking at that sometime in a year and a half, roughly. So that's all operating, under construction, connection underway, development. Okay, additional pipeline so they got more than 3 gigawatts, basically, of power pipeline potential. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for Iren that I got, and we'll get into Q&A. So Iren has 198 million shares right now, 2.2 billion market cap at a stock price of 11.38. The performance over the last 12 weeks has been actually pretty good, up 19% from 12 weeks ago, up 6% from 8 weeks ago. Last 4 weeks they were down 13%, but last week they were up also 5.8. Current hash rate 31 exahash. That they're pretty much all filled out right now, or full. They will be growing to 50 exahash. We just need to know when they actually purchase those. Once they do that, I'll add those in there. What else do we have here? BTC hodl didn't hodl anything, obviously, but Bitcoin production here you can see has been improving here over since their bottom was back in July. It looks like 222 at that point, and they've been going up here. They had a little bit of a dip in November, but then they definitely improved here in December, so that was good to see there. Bitcoin revenue also 51.97 million is what I have them. They have them at 52, I think is what did they say 52 million? 52.1 I think they stated or something like that. Where was it at? 52.1, yeah. So pretty close to what they have. I might have a little bit higher or a lower number on Bitcoin average than what they're using there, and that's possibly why. And let me see here, what else? Bitcoin revenue, yeah, Bitcoin revenue was nice. Hash rate, they were at 5.7 exahash roughly, so let's just say 6 exahash. They got to 30, so that's, what is it, a 5x growth in hash rate here over the last year for them. Fantastic job there. Gotta admit, they did a really, really good job here growing their hash rate. BTC per exahash efficiency, also a nice improvement here to 1706. That's going to be towards the higher end of things. So that puts them definitely in like the top 5 miners there for efficiency for the month here. Bitcoin sold value, they sold everything that they mined there. Going down here to institutions and analyst ratings, we can see here that institutions stay the same, 194, but shares increased to 68.3 million. Now it's 37.43% owned by institutions. We now have 8 strong buy ratings instead of 6, so that's an improvement there. 2 buy ratings, so we have 1 less, and then 2 hold ratings, we have 1 more here. 0 underperforms, 0 sells. Price target for the high stayed the same at 26. The average went up to 20.45, and the low actually went up to 15 on that one. So that's looking really good. Analysts are definitely getting a little bit more bullish on these guys as time goes on, which is good. The new machines that were plugged in have been mining for approximately 20 days. The rest of the stuff was mining for about 28.657 days. Gave us the 51.965 million that I calculated. I also added them the 1.418 million in Bitcoin transaction fees in there as well for them. So that should work out. And yeah, we have the optional miners here. I got, what I got, 19. Yeah, 19 exahash roughly left. At 31 exahash now, you'd have about 19 left. Those are optional. We'll include those in my calculations if they purchase those, which I believe they will. I have no reason to believe it, but I just like to wait until they actually announce it and make it formal. All right, going up here, based on November numbers, times 12, we get them between $32 and $48. Analysts have them a little bit lower than what I have them at, 26 to 15 on the low end side. So they're definitely like half of what I have them at, actually. So I think they might be valuing them lower based on not having a hodl position, I think. That's the only thing I can think of there. The other miners are a little bit better priced, but I'm also not including the hodl position on some of these guys that do have a hodl. So I'm not sure why they're being valued a little bit lower than some of the other guys here. Because if you look at, just look at Cleanspark for comparison, right? They're about the same hash rate, more or less, roughly. Institutions here have them Cleanspark between 30 and 17. I have them a little bit higher here as well, 40 to 26, but that's a little bit closer there than what I have here for Iren. And this obviously does not include hodl here. If we included hodl, then they would be probably even a little bit higher there on it. So I think maybe the institutions are still a little bit behind them, but I think once, or have they already, Iren has not yet transitioned to being a U.S. domiciled company. So I think once that happens, maybe that will change things a little bit for them as well. Other than that, I mean, I can't say anything bad about Iren right now. They've done a fantastic job growing here, 6x in hash rate over the year. That's, I think, might be the best one that's done it here. Cleanspark was like 4x, I think it was. Let me see, where did they grow from? They grew from 10 to almost 40, so that was 4x. Yeah, so they definitely grew more than Cleanspark did, right? But they were also lower hash rate at that point, so it's, you get a higher multiple when you grow that much. But they did a fantastic job growing here. I expect great things from them going forward. We'll see if they can get a HPCI deal there as well. See what kind of talks they have right now with one of the hyperscalers. If anything materializes out of that or not, we'll see. And yeah, that's all I can say for Iren. I have absolutely no qualms for them. Great operations, great execution. Keep it up. That's the only thing I can say is definitely keep it up. I'd like to see them hodl a little bit too, but we'll see if that ever changes. Okay, that's it. As always, spreadsheets are available to my Patreon members for all these things that I do, track, charts, all this stuff. Link is down in the description as always, and that's only $8 a month. You might be able to find a couple spots that are still $4 and $5 at a nice discount. Grab them if you can. But that's it. Let's get into Q&A. All right, well, we'll just see what we got here with questions. As always, preface your question with a Q. I'm going to scroll up a little bit here, work my way back down a little bit, and then we'll try and get things shaken out. All right, let's see. Okay, talked about that one already. Let me see what else we have here. Okay. Okay. So you guys are saying issues with the audio again. Yeah. End the stream, get out of the stream, come back into the stream. That should fix it. Let's see. Question: could you start covering Cango? I know Cango just recently bought a bunch of miners from Bitmain. I believe those are the older generation miners, like the 100 to maybe like 140 terahash machines, I believe, based on the prices they paid for them and how much they got. Also, if they start maybe reporting monthly production updates, maybe I would do that. If there's enough interest for that, if you guys are interested in them, I could definitely do that because I think it got them to like over, 30 exahash or something like that with it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, what else do I hear? Let's see, Kaz says, if BTC gets back to 70,000, I'll sell my house and load up. Let's see. Question: if Fubu can wake up, I'll be disappointed if miners don't, if it doesn't give up. Fubu went up because of, I know it's something to do with Disney. I don't know if Disney's buying them out or they're cooperating or they're teaming up or something like that. I know it's something to do with Disney there. That's why the stock was up on that one. Okay, let's see here. Bevan has a question. Seb, I told you yesterday that Bitcoin will dip today. I expect a relief rally tomorrow to 100,000, then pull back again. Range sometimes this week before taking off. Okay, yeah, you did mention that, yeah. And I did say too that if it doesn't hold, then we might be coming back down. So I hope you're right that we only range trade basically for a couple of days and then go up. I'm hoping that we don't go down and the full 30% from the top of 108,000. But it might happen. So always have that possibility there. That's why that reminds me, I also bought today. I forgot to mention that I bought some more Cleanspark, some more Iren as well today. I didn't pull the trigger on all of the cash that I had. I used up part of it. I'm going to wait to see what happens later on this week. So we go dip even more. If we do dip even more, I have some more cash in the side that I can buy even more of the dip. So I did that. Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel, question, could you cover Congo? We talked about that. Major player now with 570 BTC mined in December, 53%. And 933 BTC hodl, market cap only 529 market cap, huge upside potential. Maybe. I know. Let's see if we can look it up. Let's see, where's it at right now? Can go. Okay, let's see. Let's use the New York Stock Exchange on that one. Okay, let's take a look at it here together. So, it had a huge spike here to $9.66 here when the news came out, right? They're buying the machines. Let's see if we can also, let's see, what can we do? Let me see if I can find let's see if there's a press release here. There isn't one on that day. I thought there might be a press release here on that. But I know that they bought the machines from Bitmain. And I just would not, first I need to see that they provide actually monthly updates, right? So if they do that, I'd like to know more details on the machines. I'm thinking that they're like the 100 terahash to 140 terahash. They're also all hosted, so they don't own any actual sites, I don't believe, part of the deal. I think it was just to buy machines there. So that's, they're mining a lot, yes, but that's still asset light. Asset light doesn't always work well. You have no control over those operations there. But I'd like to know how old the machines are, right? Are they a year old? Are they 2 years old? How long will they last? I'd like to know more details on it before I give you guys my thoughts on them for sure. Okay. Okay, what else do I have here? All right. Question: smaller miners, Sphere 3D, Soluna, and Griffin starting to show life and dipping less than bigger miners. Most probably at this point of the cycle, better upside reward coverage possible. So I did cover Sphere 3D. I still cover them a little bit. Soluna I covered as well in the past, but they got into financial troubles. They stopped providing monthly updates, so I stopped covering them. Griffin, I never really covered them because they were just so small at that point. I know Griffin here recently got a new CEO. Soluna got a new CEO as well in the past probably year or two it's been. Sphere I think is on a lifeline right now, or just treading water as best as it can. It doesn't own any infrastructure as well. All it has is what was it, like 1.4, 1.3 exahash machines, and I mean those are older machines as well. So I mean it's tough for those guys. So I don't know if they're going to do any better. Let's see. Kaz says the only issue with Iren is all their bags are, well, not all of them. They do have some operations in Canada, I believe, as well. A couple sites. There's a smaller site, but yeah, the bigger site is in ERCOT in Texas. JR asks a question here. Why is everyone losing nerves so easily, Seb? It's tough. I get it. I completely understand that it's tough. If you haven't been through this cycle before, I've been in Bitcoin since 2017, and one of the miners, at least, Hive, since then, wrote it and everything else. So it's definitely challenging to sit on these guys here. A lot of people do very well trading them because they are so volatile. I don't have that time or the patience to do that, to try and trade them, swing them and all that stuff. My thesis when I got into this a couple years back was to buy low, buy in the bear market as much as I could possibly get into them, and then ride the reward up as Bitcoin price goes up. Let's see. We've just entered into a bull run. Where's it at? All we see talk about is anxiety after a red day. No one got the memo that these are ultra high risk. Yeah, they're ultra high risk. Okay, Victor C has a question. Would it be advisable to get out miners and trade Bitcoin, buy dips 10% and sell? Do a couple of times could be better than holding. Appreciate your feedback. Okay, so I tried doing that with Bitcoin in 2017, 2018. I would have had more Bitcoin if I didn't try doing that, because just as I thought Bitcoin was, getting too hot, I would try to sell it. I sold it, and then I thought, okay, it's going to come back down. Yeah, it came back down 3-4%, and then it went up 15-20%. So then I was buying it at a higher price. So especially in the bull run, so tough. Unless you're going to be sitting there in front of the screen the whole day, I don't recommend it because it is really tough to do that. And you can see how people can easily get liquidated today. It was down 5%, right? So if you bought because you thought yesterday was a nice green day, and then you thought, okay, it's going to go up to 115,000 or something like that, well, you would have just gotten hit a little bit here. But it's up to everyone's discretion, I guess, how they want to do it. Question: why isn't Iren not valued higher with this much growth and low cost? Is it already priced in? No. I think part of it is that they are still Australian-based, right? If they have a headquarters here in the United States, I think that would help. Also, their growth has been, phenomenal here in December. They grew nicely. Overall, this past year was great growth. So I think that's going to get priced in eventually. It just needs a little time. Let's see. Sebastian, what did you buy today? I bought Cleanspark and Iren some more. So I bought those two. Okay. Hi, Sebastian. Question: price prediction for CORZ 6 to 12 months, from next 6 to 12 months. High LB. I think it's much higher from here. I don't know exactly where. I did listen to the interview with Anthony and Bryce and Adam there that they had from yesterday, I think it was. He did state that they're still working on with the block miners, but those should be coming in. When was it? He said like in the summer months, right? I think he said somewhere around there. Like June, July, something like that is when they should get them in. So that's going to help them out with efficiencies and things like that for that. Their core Weave business is going to start up right around that same time frame. So I think, it should probably do very, very well. As far as where it's going to go, I don't know. For the first 2-3 years, they're going to be paying, 50% of the revenues back to CoreWeave to pay off the money that they gave them up front to build out the data centers and retrofit them, something like that. So I know they're going to go up. I just don't know exactly how much they're going to go up. But they definitely should be valued high from where they are. Let's see. Hundo Rick, question: Seb, do you think BTC goes down to 78 in Q1? My only reason for thinking that is historically Bitcoin has had 30% corrections, pullbacks. We even had one basically middle of last year as well. We went down 30%, but it took a much longer time frame. So that's the only reason I'm thinking we could go down to like 78, 75,000 just to get that pullback. But I think if we do get it, I think it's going to be quick. I don't expect it to be a prolonged drawdown on like we had in the summer with Bitcoin. Getting to 78,000 in, what was it, March, April, and then went to 73,000, sorry, and then it went pulled back down 30% from that, 33% actually. So that's the only way I could see it. So your question, do you think the inauguration is a sell the news or is it contrarian? Everybody is saying it is sell the news. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me, right? Sell the news, okay, you sell the news, then it goes back up, 5 days later after that. What difference does it make? To me, it doesn't really make a difference on that one. Let's see here. Cole Canny, thank you so much. Hit the like button, folks. Appreciate it. Are we rich yet? LOL. Not retirement rich, no. Let's see. JB also bought more Cleanspark a few days ago. Very nice. Let's see. Your question was just reading. Congo purchased 50 exahash end of 2024. Sounds big for 500 million market cap. Thoughts? Yeah, 50 exahash. I think was it fully 50 exahash? Or was it like 30 some exahash, and then the other was going to be done later on. But yeah, 50 exahash is definitely a lot, but it's also the older generation miners. So need to know what those are and things like that. That's maybe why when the market saw that it was possibly like 50 exahash, the market, overreacted, went up to $9 and something and came back down after they realized what they were actually getting. They're getting older machines from Bitmain. Let's see. Weird that Cleanspark didn't announce 10K HODL. Yeah, I mean, do you need to announce it? It kind of, I think, well, it would have been nice, I think. But yeah, not sure. Not sure how I feel about that one. I think maybe 10,000 they view it as not being that much now. When you got Iren with 17,000 now, not Iren, geez, Riot, sorry. Riot with like 17,000 and Mora with 44,000, but it's still a nice feat there. Okay. Why did Wolf have an energy cost of 67,000 versus Iren at 22,000 in December? Is Wolf trying to copy Mara with high cost per coin? Maybe, yeah, I don't know what was that going on there. I don't know whether it was a typo. They reported 67,000. Maybe I thought it was going to be like 47,000 or like 37,000. I don't think it's going to typo. But the only thing I can think of is a lot of the low power costs that they had there was through the JV. The other Lake Mariner site, I think, which is their owned, that one was always a little bit higher. That one was around 4 cents something. But maybe with the cold weather, they're getting charged up to wazoo here, which is weird. Or if they were hedging their bets, did they do something like what happened with Iren at one point, where they were getting basically mining for free that 1 month? Let's see. So which one did you buy more of today? I bought more Cleanspark. I bought more Iren as well. I'm looking to buy some more. If we dip more, I still have a little cash on the sidelines here. Okay. Do you believe miners are going to go up tomorrow? That doesn't really matter to me. Day-to-day price fluctuations don't matter. What really matters for me is a longer time base, right? Will they go up in the next 3-6 months where Bitcoin goes up as well? Will they do a 2-3x? That's what's more important to me. So for me, it doesn't really matter. And Bitcoin starts the highest movement just like in 2021 based on patterns. Some of them are repeating. Okay, that would be nice, right? If Bitcoin goes up, then might as well go up as well. Okay. Damn, what else do we have here? All right, covered that one already. Let's see here. Kaz says, Hut 8 also released their monthly update. Yeah, I saw that as well. We'll cover that tomorrow. I didn't have a chance to pull those numbers in. Let's see, what happened to the Bitcoin Miner Support Group? I think it might be time to bring it back for a couple of days. It is always here. Let me see, where's it at? Where do I have it? I move stuff around. Support Group. There it is. Bitcoin Miner Support Group is always here. That's why we do the Q&As. I'm here for it. We got a couple people that are crying around here, so we'll try and make it as painless as possible. Trading profits and risks. Taxes never beats Bitcoin appreciation. Okay, I'm trying to find a question. Okay, question. Iren wanted to run today. If Bitcoin went up, Iren would have been easy 10 to 15% up. Yeah, I saw that this morning as well. I think I even commented on it in our Discord server. But yeah, It definitely looked like it wanted to run in the morning, but yeah, Bitcoin's going down. It just couldn't do it. Let's see, is Iren moving their headquarters to US? I believe they are. I think they are in the plans on doing that. Okay, due date of my contract. Okay, what is your prediction for Riot? March 21st, due date of my contracts. I have no idea. Depending where Bitcoin's going to go. Bitcoin goes up, you're going to do well. If Bitcoin doesn't go up, you might be in trouble there. Well, might be all in trouble at that point. Let's see. Question, do you do any other crypto for trading only? No. I tried back in the days. What, back in the days? In 2017, 2018 with some of the other ones as well, Ethereum and things like that. I didn't do well. But I also didn't sit in front of the screen for, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. It's just like I popped in, I'd look at it, go, oh, okay, it's down. I want to buy some more. And then it continued to go down more. And then I'd be like, okay, buy some more. Then it went up, and I thought it was going to go down, and then it wasn't good for me. Like I said, lesson learned. Okay. I said, has your price targets for Cleanspark, Iren, Riot changed? If not, by Q1 earnings report, Q2 report. They haven't really changed, no. It's just based on the number of shares there. Price, marginal estimation for Cleanspark was around 70. Now, over the last basically year and a half or something like that, it's come down to about 60 because of dilution a little bit there, but their growth has been great, so that's kind of kept it up as well. They have a hodl position as well that's much larger than what it was just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So things like that can also impact it as well, but things really haven't changed that way. Just covered that one. Question, is it possible for Bitcoin to hit 107,000 before the inauguration? It might be. Inauguration is what, 13 days away? It's possible. You never know with Bitcoin. See, why is the volume so high on Bitfarms? I don't know. I think it's maybe because it's Q1 and they're supposed to be buying up Stronghold in Q1 as well. Could that be part of it? A lot of people betting on it as well. Let's see. I think your giraffe is crying. Yep. Let's see. Hi, Seb. Is CORZ still a good entry with this dip? Yeah, I think CORZ is one of the ones that is going to do, how can I put it? It's not going to be, I think it's still going to do very, very well, right? Don't get me wrong there. But I think it's one of those ones that might not get as a big of a dip down if Bitcoin does fall, because they are going to be generating so much revenue from CoreWeave there, which kind of insulates them, I think, a little bit more than just being a Bitcoin miner like some folks are, right? So that's going to be a benefit to them going forward. Okay, let's see here. Oh, comment. I read somewhere that Trump said that all Bitcoin should be mined in the U.S. Yeah, he stated that in the past. Do you think there is a chance he gives mining credits for Bitcoin in the U.S. to incentivize BTC mined? I don't think so. I don't think so on that one, at least not right now. Let's see here. Or maybe adding Bitcoin to strategic reserve that is mined in the United States. Well, they would have to buy it, right? How would they mine it? The U.S. would have to set up its own Bitcoin mining operations to put it on their reserves that way. What do you think of BTCS? What is BTCS? Sounds familiar, but I'm drawing a blank out here on that one. Okay. How do we keep the miners quiet from Jim Cramer if miners moon? People don't call in Jim Cramer. I think there was a while back, a couple of times people have called in about like Riot or Mara or I think Cleanspark even. And he said to stick with the Bitcoin itself, I think is what he said at that point. Okay. Question, notice that everyone on different platforms are talking about Q1 prices with miners will go up. Why and what about Q2 2025? Thanks. I think both Q1 and Q2 should be good for the miners. One, because they're going to be reporting Q4 results here in about a month or so. Those should be good, and that should be a catalyst to then propel them up higher. That's the thinking behind it. So that'd be roughly around Q1 timeframe, right? And if Bitcoin stays nicely up here in Q1 as well, that should translate then into a nice Q2 as well, I would think. Okay, let's see here. Molly needs more cowbell. I don't have a cowbell, I don't think. All I have is a bull. Bull sound. Hopefully the sounds are much better for you guys now than they were in the past. I've muted them down quite a bit. what else? Maybe the last question here. When you value miners, you track HODL. Some miners have large cash holding. Is BTC or cash any different in valuation of a company? With HODL, you would get maybe a little bit more of a multiple with it than just regular cash. Only because the promise there is Bitcoin will go up in value, so you give it a little bit, maybe a multiple of it that way. Let's see, seems to me they are very similar. I mean, the value of BTC is similar to cash, yes, but the promise there is if you have Bitcoin instead of cash, that could go up in value more than the cash. The cash, you're actually losing money on it when you're sitting on it. Okay, let's see your question. Are we expecting Bitfarms to announce something? They've been very quiet. Well, they should announce sometime in Q1 the purchase of Stronghold. We don't know when that's going to be. Let's see. Okay, Gep says, sounds are much better. Bear's still not great. Is it still too loud? Let me know if it's still too loud. But yeah, that is it. You know, eventually we will get the cheers that we want, but it's going to take a while. I think we're still on the right path. It's a longer path than we thought it was going to be. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. We'll cover Hut 8 with their numbers. We'll cover anybody else that provides it. I think I'm still only missing a couple here. Hive is one of them, I think. Let me see here. Let's take a look at the numbers that I do have here. Who am I missing here? I'm missing BitDeer to report, Hive, Hut 8, which we'll have tomorrow. And then why am I missing Mara? Mara provided theirs. Oh, because I put Mara's into their spreadsheet here. That's why, if I'm not mistaken. Mara's numbers are in here. Yep, okay. So I just got to transfer those over. But yeah, so we're missing only a couple here. And then once we do that, then we'll go into the review of the miners for the month of December. Which ones did better, which ones did worse, which ones outperformed others. All that stuff as well. And then I see we got one more question here from somebody here. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'll go here and then go back over here. Let's see here. Okay, question here. Follow up. If HODL is better, then why not ETF? Why not ETFs get a premium? Well, the ETFs follow Bitcoin, right? So that's difference there. Think of it like MicroStrategy, right? Why is MicroStrategy getting so much valuation on their HODL? That's kind of the way you look at it. JP Morgan came out with their case for HODL. They said if MicroStrategy is getting like a 3 to 4x on top of what they HODL, they would think that the miners would get at least a 2x, right? So they're kind of valuing the miners on a 2x HODL for what they have. So if they have $1 billion, they should get like $2 billion valuation based on JP Morgan, you know. But we'll see. Let's see. Michael says also, oh, wow, that's too small. Let's go back here. That is way too small. I can't even read that. I was watching Bloomberg, which said Bitcoin could test 85,000 again, and I'm thinking like bad data could hurt Bitcoin, which has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Well, bad data, I mean, there could be also good data, like we had good data possibly with the numbers that came out today a little bit, right? So sometimes good things can be bad things can be bad also, but bad things can be also good. You know, it's going to do its thing. Like I said, I think there is a possibility that Bitcoin could go down to 75,000 because of the prior 30% drops that we've seen in Bitcoin. Until we don't get it, I'm thinking it's going to happen. So if we only get like a 15% drop here, I'd love it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get 30%. Okay. Let's see here. Didn't all miners who HODL last bear lost money? Depending how you look at it, Mara HODLed throughout. Bear market, bull market, whatever it was, they were just HODLing, you know, stacking sets. So they definitely lost value on that as the Bitcoin price went down on it, yes. But they didn't lose anything if they didn't sell it. But a lot of companies did get hurt. They used it as collateral, right, for loans and things like that. Those guys got hurt. They had to sell Bitcoin at much lower prices to cover their debts. So yeah, it wasn't good back then. So need to see how they play out this time. Let's see here. Why are you not responding to my comments? I have not seen your comments. Where's your comment? Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Why Riot look more strong than other miners, specifically Cleanspark not performing like Riot? well, you're also looking at what time frame you're looking at, right? So depending when you look at the time frames, things definitely vary tremendously here. So I wouldn't go looking at just current couple days, couple weeks, whatever it might be on performance. Look at the whole cycle, look at year to date, look at 12 months, look at 6 months back, whatever it might be. Get a little bit of idea of what's going on there with it. And you will see that actually Riot, if we look at Riot here, let me see if I got that. I should have that someplace. Let me pull it up. Stock performance here. If we look at, okay, let's just look at this. I haven't updated this yet for the new numbers here, but let's take a look at it nonetheless. From basically the beginning of Q4 here in 2024, you got right up 75%, right? So it's done really well here recently in the last quarter. Basically, it's outperformed a lot of these guys here, including Bitcoin. If you look at from the second half, the start of the second half, Riot is up 24%, whereas Cleanspark's down. So Riot, it's definitely done better here. But if you look at from the beginning of the year, Riot is up only 19%. Riot is down 19%. So this is from the beginning of last year. Cleanspark's only down 1%. So that looks a little bit differently there. Then if you look at from like the bottom on these guys, Riot is up 268%, whereas Cleanspark is up 432%. So got to take that into consideration as well, right? Timeframes do matter, but I think Cleanspark is going to do well going forward, just like I think Iren's going to do well, Riot's going to do well, Mawson's probably going to do well, Bitfarms, all these guys that are more pure play miners that are having huge hash rates, and as Bitcoin goes up in value, I think those guys will do much better going forward. So I wouldn't be too focused on one stock performance over another one in a short period of time. They will get re-rated, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, in time. All right, I think that's it. Let's see, do we have any other questions here really quick? Okay, let's see, does the new reporting model change HODL benefit? So you're talking about the ASB, was it ASB rule, right? What is that called? Yeah, I think that's what it's called, where you can now report Bitcoin value at the end of the quarter instead of the lowest number of, yeah, that does change things, how things might get re-rated. So it's a benefit when Bitcoin's going down, but it's also a negative thing when Bitcoin is going down, because then you have to re-rate your Bitcoin value at that point as well. Okay, let's see. Question from Cleanspark's December report. They said they have mined 20,000 BTC since becoming a BTC miner. They hodled 10,000. Does that mean they have sold 10,000 BTC in the bear market? That's a lot. They didn't sell it just in the bear market. They also sold in the bull run. Because remember, they started mining in January of 2021. The bull run ended in basically, was it November of that year, right? And they were just a very, very small miner at that point. But they were selling Bitcoin through that whole process while they were mining it. And then as Bitcoin price was going down, and then, yeah, so they definitely sold about that. But they've been selling it consistently here. Okay. Question, is Cipher still a good play? I think so, but I think Cipher's more of a longer term, I wouldn't say like a longer term play. Their growth is further out than some of these guys that are growing here in the first half of the year. Okay, which miner will have the most profit in Q4? I don't know. I'm thinking, I have to run the numbers. I'm not sure. If you just look at power costs and things like that, we could probably figure that out, get close to that, but I'm not sure exactly right now. Why did I sell CORZ if I think it will go up? I think some of the other miners will do better in the short term, right? The next probably 6 to 9 months. But CORZ has a much brighter future long term because of their revenue there. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll call it a day. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll talk about Hut 8, anything else that happens, and we'll see where Bitcoin goes and the miners as well. If they dip some more, I'll be probably buying some more tomorrow as well. I'll let you guys know if that's the case. All right, let's see. One more question here from Icy Lemonade. Bitfarms has one of the highest stock volumes during trading days. Why not prove moving? I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Okay. Nonetheless, we're done. Thank you all for coming in, as always. Love you all. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.